folks, Maverick Indicators here. Happy weekend. So, weekends, we can't trade futures, we can't trade stocks, right? I know some of you guys use the Maverick Indicators to go trade crypto on the weekends and crush it. But weekends are a great time to kind of look back on the week and learn a little bit more on how these indicators could have kept you on the right side of the track. So next week, when Monday happens, you can go on and you can crush it. So what I want to do in this quick video is I want to show you how we could have made $500 every single morning off the open. Actually, I don't know, we may lose a day or something like that, right? Losing is part of trading. But I'm going to look to make $500 per day at market open every single day this past week. And like I always say, you cannot rewrite history. So we are going off the data. We're on TradingView. By the way, our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView, but I'm going to walk you through Monday through Friday, and we're going to look to make $500. We're only going to use 2 contracts of ES, and which is totally doable with a funded account. And if you are unfamiliar with our indicators, let me give you a quick little rundown here, and then we'll go Monday through Friday, and we'll try and make $500 off the open using our indicators. So I will finish talking about the Maverick radar down here, but this guy right here is like your trading assistant. It serves up A+ setups, B setups, because you want to know when an A+ setup is about to happen. And this guy is the game changer here. So I'll come back to this because I got to show you the other things so you understand what this is doing. But this is an absolute game changer. This is edge in the market. All right, so first things first, our Maverick AI Pro. What the Maverick AI Pro is doing is it's coloring your candles to the data, not to price and direction. What do I mean by that? Right now, you're probably trading with red and green candles. You have price and direction. You know how big the candle is, and you know which way it's going. Outside of that, you really don't know a lot, right? As long, and I guess also if it closed above or below the previous candle. With the Maverick AI Pro, what it's doing is it's color coding. Think of it like a heat map. It's color coding to the data, to our formulas we're running underneath the hood to know, is it going sideways, which is gray. Gray can also be a reversal candle, but most likely here, this is pre-market. Sideways, it's gray. Bright green, we have a saying, if you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. Bright green is your strongest upside candle. Let me show you this. Hot pink and red are your 2 strongest downside candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. And you can see it even pre-market, even at 6 in the morning, you can see how this works. So the Maverick AI Pro is coloring your candles almost like a heat map. This keeps you from getting out too early a lot of times and knowing which direction it's going to go next, or where it could go next, I guess is a better way of saying it. These arrows are not buy and sell signals. They are confidence arrows to let you know you are moving in the right direction. Got these buy signals here. This is part of the Maverick signals indicator. 2 beautiful buy signals, even pre-market. Then we have the blue line. We love to go long when price is above the blue line and short when price is below the blue line, okay? That's the Maverick guide. Maverick trender right here. When this line is pegged to the top, it is showing massive strength and momentum to the upside if it's green. To the downside if it's red. And look at this, pegged here, pegged here, pegged here, just beautiful movement. It also gives you this really cool big label here, so you don't even have to look any further. You're like, you know what, we're in an uptrend. Let's give you that. And it is either at the top or it's at the bottom. There's no slowly coming up and down. We didn't build it that way. We want it as little fake outs as possible. And then the Maverick Multi-X. 5 traders, think of T1 through T5 as traders. They're all algorithms, but think of them as traders. 5 traders. They're voting across 6 time frames. So if right now you got all these charts in front of you and you're trying to read 6 different time frames, why would you do that? It's too hard. Here, what I would tell you, it's too hard for me. I love having my 5 traders who all have a completely different style voting every single tick across 6 time frames, letting me know, are they bearish or are they bullish? And right now, going into market open, they are completely bullish across 6 time frames. And you can change these time frames to whatever you want. If you want it on the 30-minute, the 90-minute, the 4-hour, and then you can actually add a 7th time frame. Beautiful, beautiful. And then what this Maverick radar is doing, and I told you this is the game changer, this is taking all those things into consideration. So it's looking at ES and it's saying, hey, the Maverick AI Pro, do you have bright green candles, which is your strongest upside candle? Yes, you have an A setup to the upside. Maverick Multi-X, are all 5 traders voting bullish across 6 time frames? Yes. Is the price above the Maverick guide? Yes. Is the Maverick trender firing to the upside? Yes. Is the bear bull indicator, see how this is green in the background? This is the bulls are in control. When it's red, the bears are taking over control. And it's checking right now and it's saying, yes, the bulls are in control. And then there's this qualifier we built in there, very complex formula to make sure that we truly get an A+ setup. And when you get an A+ setup here, you get this big alert. Hey, you got an A+ setup. So how cool is it that you could be waiting to get into a setup and you wait for an A+ setup, and then when you get in, and then people go, well, I don't know when to get out. Well, there's quite a few reasons why you would get out of a trade, but what about when you lose your A+ setup and you get a B setup or you get no setup? Maybe it's time to get out of that trade. This thing is an absolute game changer. You can add up to 3 symbols on here. And go back to our videos. You'll see us. We do pretty cool stuff where we look for alignment between ES and NQ, and we only take trades when they both have an A+ setup. Pretty cool stuff. Go back to our videos. You'll see all that. But here's what we're here to do today. We're going to look at Monday through Friday. We're going to look at the open, and we're going to look to make $500 off the open. Now, let me just real quick, I just want to mark if there's any levels we need to be aware of. Now, this is 1-minute chart, so these aren't real, like, strong levels, but pretty interesting stuff. And then if we head to the downside, probably right there. And I don't think there's anything further up behind. So this is a pretty big level we're about to hit in here. So let's see how we do. We're going to look to make $500 off the open. And the only rule is we got to skip minute 1. We cannot get in the first minute of market opening because that is gambling, my friends. That is absolute gambling. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Let's get here. Again, you can't rewrite history. Here is your first. Okay. There you go. There's your first candle of market open. And that would have been a beautiful one to get into. We would have made some serious money on that. You broke past this resistance level, or yeah. So let's see if we can make our $500. Now this is a huge candle, and you guys know a lot of times you come right back down on a huge candle. But we're gonna get in. We got an A+ set up. All 5 traders are voting bullish across 6 time frames. Maverick trender is firing. All these confidence arrows. So we're gonna get in. We're going to hit the buy signal, and we're just going to see where we go here. So, all right, so we're taking some heat here. That is A-okay for me for a funded account on 2 minis. So I'm okay with that. A little bit of, you got to be ready for that at market open. Okay. Boom. So there we go. But we're looking to make 500. You're back to your A+ setup. By the way, you did lose your A+ setup, I think, on that candle. But these are 1-minute candles. These are not Heikin-Ashi candles. These are regular candles. So just FYI, for those of you in the comments, I know a lot of times I love to trade Heikin-Ashi candles. I'm not today because I think some folks were getting confused on Heikin-Ashi candles. So I'm just going to trade regular old candles here. So we're up $425. We did take about $200 in heat, right? But we're up to $425, and we're looking to make 500. So we have an A+ setup still. Okay. Oh, dang. Right on the dot, $500. Let's go. All right, so $500. So we would have closed this sucker, and I just want to see where it goes from here. Okay, it starts coming down a little bit. Goes back up. Oh, it goes a little higher. So we would have, oh, okay. So look, how clear is this? Bright green candles, you start stalling out, we could have taken it further if we would have held on. You're above the Maverick guide, you break below the Maverick guide, you get a reversal candle. Gray is reversal or indecision. The bears take over. This couldn't be clear. Look, bulls are in control, bright green candles above the Maverick guide. Your Maverick trender was firing most of the way here. And now look, all 5 traders are starting to vote bearish across multiple time frames. Hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. You get a down confidence arrow. Look, you start breaking to the downside. Bears are in control, red background. Let me just see where this goes. Oh, sell signal, beautiful. And you're just flying down here. Let me show you, by the way, if you are a lifetime member, we did an update to the Maverick orb. I just want to show you real quick. And look at this. If you trade like a 15-minute or a 30-minute orb, this is set up for a 30-minute orb. Look how clear this is. You came up. You honestly wouldn't take into the trade I did if you trade the orb strategy, and then you come back down reversal, boom, 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 you get a sell signal, you get an orb break label, and you just flush down. That's pretty awesome. This is clear vision to me. This is a heat map. This is clear vision. All right, so we made our $500 on Monday. Let's look at Tuesday. All right, here we go. Tuesday, let me mark the market open so everybody's clear. We cannot take a trade the first candle of market open because we know that's just gambling. Heavy selling momentum into the, look, you had bright green candles, a buy signal. You're pushing all the way up. This is pre-market reversal candles. Red, then hot pink. If you see pink, it will most likely sink, and this sucker is just dropping into open. You got a beautiful sell signal here. All right, you got an A+ setup here. Maverick trender is firing. All 5 traders are voting bearish across multiple time frames. Let's see here. Oh, okay, interesting candle. Here's your market open. Look at this wick from here to here. It's like the market makers just want to clear everybody out that first candle. Okay, we got to be set up, so you don't have to take this. But I just feel like with this momentum, with hot pink candles, which is your strongest downside candle, a sell signal here, confident, you still have a down confidence arrow on this wacky candle here. The only thing you're missing from an A+ setup is your Maverick trender because of this wick here. So I'm going to get in. We're going to sell here. And we're looking to make 500. Oh, okay, there you go. There's your 500, folks. An A+ setup, huge push down, and we damn near doubled our goal with little to no heat. I mean, what would we have taken heat on this for? All right, so barely no drawdown, a setup, absolutely beautiful. And then now you're starting to get some retracement back. We still could have held on for a whole nother candle and made our $500. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Beautiful. All right, let's look at Wednesday. All right, now we're on Wednesday. Let me mark the market open. You got a buy signal going into the market open here, which is interesting. All 5 traders are voting bullish across 6 time frames. Maverick trender is firing. So interesting that you got a B setup, but we can't take a trade till we pass the first minute. So here's your first minute. Okay, there we go. So this is insane, right? This is a huge move to the upside. You had a buy signal that gave you the heads up right before market open. You got an A+ setup to the upside. All 5 traders are voting bullish and Maverick trender's pegging. So A+ setup, I'm getting in. I'm going to get in right here. Although I hate getting in right after a giant candle, to be honest with you, but let's see where this sucker goes. Okay, so now we're taking $200 in drawdown. We're in 2 contracts. That's only $100 per contract on a funded account. So I'm totally okay with that. We still have an A+ setup to the upside and bright green candles. You see how this keeps you from getting faked out? Because we still have bright green candles and you're coming down and you're in $200 of drawdown, you're like, I still have a confidence arrow. I still have bright green candles. I still have an A+ setup. Okay, now I'm at $300 in drawdown. Again, I'm okay with that because it's $150 per contract, okay? On a funded account, I'm totally okay with that. Now, my line in the sand would be this Maverick guide here. All right, so now we're coming back up. The whole time I had $300 in drawdown, I have bright green candles. I am sitting on my hands. I had an A+ setup for most of it, okay? So bright green is telling me that the data to the upside is extremely strong. These are 1 minute candles. This is 2 minutes of drawdown. That's nothing, okay? All right, now, okay, that was a nothing burger of a candle. Okay, now we're starting to come back up. Bright green candles. Looks like it's got to punch through this kind of resistance level here. Okay, beautiful. Now we're up 200. We're looking to make 500. Okay, we're looking to make 500. A+ setup. Another confidence arrow to the upside. A+ setup. Okay, coming down a little bit. Boy, this thing is just really taking its time. But again, these are 1 minute candles, right? These are 1 minute candles. So these aren't like 5 minute candles. It's literally, the market's only been open for 10 minutes. Okay, 225 in drawdown. I still was okay with that, right? 225 in drawdown, I'm okay with on 2 contracts. If you want to trade more than 1 contract, you gotta be okay with 225 in drawdown. Okay, one candle of indecision. Every single candle so far has been bright green. Bright green is your strongest upside candle, okay? 1 candle of indecision. We're back to the confidence arrow. Okay, boom, 725. We made our 500 bucks. 1 candle of indecision. And we never had more than about 300 bucks in drawdown, all right? All right, so could have taken it even further, but whatever. A+ setup. This whole time, it did not fake me out. Now, some people might have gotten out of here because you did break and close below the Maverick guide, but I think we had $225 in drawdown on this candle. You know, on 2 minis, that's kind of nothing. Okay, that's nothing. All right. So boom, we made our money on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Let's go to Thursday. All right, here's Thursday. We pretty much smashed our 500 bucks and gone way beyond it most of these days. But let me mark the market open. All right. Is there any support or resistance I need to be aware of? No, whatever. We'll just play it by this. Friday for sure I'll be drawing some support and resistance levels because Fridays are so choppy and wacky. So here we go. So here's Thursday. We got a sell signal going right into the market open. This line I drew is the market open. You have hot pink candles. As you guys know, if you see pink, it will most likely sink. Pink is your strongest downside candle. All 5 traders are voting mostly bearish across the first 3 time frames, but you don't have a grade here. You don't have a grade yet. So I'd be sitting on my hands, okay? So here we go. So we got to get to market open. Here's your first candle of market open. Okay. All right. So there you go. Market open right here. Hot pink candle. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Strongest downside candle. You got a good amount of selling momentum into the open. All 5 traders now across 6 time frames are voting bearish. Maverick Trenders Peggy, you got a B setup. B setup's good enough for me. So we're going to sell right here. And here we go. So now we're getting some drawdown, about $275 in drawdown. We're coming right back down. All right, hot pink candles. This does not scare me because it's hot pink. Yes, I was going in the opposite direction, but because it's hot pink, I know that the data is rich in the background underneath the hood to the downside. Okay, now it's just slowly coming down. Remember, these are 1 minute candles. Nice push. All right, there's our 500 bucks. So we went from our B setup to our A setup, and we made our 500. All right. I'm just curious where this sucker goes from here. Oh my God. Okay. So this sucker just Some beautiful drops. Okay, so anyway, as long as you stay below the Maverick guide, not a bad payday. Not a bad payday. All right, cool. So let's look at Friday. So we've smashed our 500 bucks every single day so far. Fridays, you guys know, I usually don't even trade on Fridays, but let's just take a look. Could be wacky, but let's take a look here. All right, so here we go. We're on Friday. Let's mark the market open, which would be that guy right there. Let me mark out, because Fridays scare the heck out of me. Again, I always say I know so many profitable traders that have not traded a Friday in years and years and years. Okay, so here's kind of our this weird range here. So I'm gonna be careful anywhere within this range, as if I don't have a B or A setup. It's just been melting into the market open. Okay, so here we go. You had two sell signals here, just screaming at you to get in, but we have a B setup. So let's see how this one goes. All right, so we got a gray candle to the upside, and no, gray candle means indecision or reversal. So I'm not touching this thing. I don't touch gray candles. Gray candles means indecision or reversal. Okay, here's another gray candle. So for those of you who are like, how do I stay out of the chop? Here's a great way to stay out of chop. Gray candles. Okay, so now you're getting an actual push up here. But I don't have a grade. I don't have a B grade. I don't have an A grade. Okay, still no grade. Still in this range here. Still no grade. Is this great that we just have this trading assistant that's keeping us out of these trades? Because Fridays are just absolutely nuts. All right, so we got a sell signal here. Sorry, I gotta take a sip of water. But we have a gray candle. So I'm sitting on my hands. I'm sitting on my hands on a gray candle with a B setup. Okay, so still gray candles. We were just in this. I kind of want to just start clicking the mouse quicker so we get, look at this, it's just staying in this range with literally either a grade and a gray candle or a really hot candle, but no grade. So it's totally keeping us out. Oh, there we go. All right, so now I feel good in getting in. We have an A+ grade to the downside and hot pink candles, and we're finally out of this range. Anytime we got a decent grade, we had a gray candle. Did you notice that? And gray candles, unless it's a big gray candle, I'm not getting in. So I'm gonna sell here. All right, and let's see. I don't want to give any profits back from this. Okay, there's our 500 bucks. Beautiful. Woo! Hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. We waited for an A+ grade that aligned with a decent candle. Every time we had a B grade or a decent grade, we had a gray candle. So it kept us out. And it's so cool how we stayed in this range right here. Pretty awesome. All right, so this is clear vision, right? We absolutely smashed our goal every single day of this week to just make 500 bucks. And as you can see, if you followed many of our rules that we teach you in our training with these indicators, it went way past 500. There was one day, I mean, as long as we just didn't close the trade, if it violated the Maverick guide, I mean, we got up to 1,400 bucks. But this is clear vision, folks. This is clear vision. This is how you have a trading assistant that serves you up A+ setups, and then you just verify it with the candle color. I mean, these are the indicators I wish I had when I first started trading. If you want clear vision on your charts, if you want edge in the market, again, not financial advice, do your own research. Like I always say, come to our website, read what our traders are saying. I got so many emails from you guys wrapping up the week yesterday of just super good wins, okay? I don't care if you're passing an eval to get prop funded. I don't care if you are getting a payout. A win is a win. It's so beautiful. Or if you just got started in your paper trading and you're like, oh my God, I finally have clear vision on my charts. I'm testing this thing out. I'm paper trading. I've been green all week. Like, this is beautiful. That's a win, because then you're going to move on to passing an eval with the same charts. And then, you know, looking forward to trying to get your first payout. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So listen, again, not financial advice. Do your own research. Come check us out. This is the final week that the Maverick Radar will be at what it is, the price, because in a week from now, we're going to be releasing it as well on NinjaTrader. All our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView, but the Maverick Radar right now is only out on TradingView, and by this time next week, it will be out on NinjaTrader as well, and the price will be going up. So, but like I always tell people, if you're on the fence, do not buy our indicators, okay? This needs to speak to you, and you need to see this as clear vision. But man, I am so proud of so many of you guys that crushed it this week, that put in the work, that learned the indicators, and are just killing it. So again, if you want clear vision on your charts, if you want edge in the market, if you ask me, this is edge. If you want the ultimate trading assistant, and there's so many cool things you can do with this, go back to our videos. We stack this against the NQ. We stack this against the VIX to make sure we are getting the primo A+ setups, and we know when to get out of the trade as well. Listen, come check us out. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.